Hey.
Hello, we're back.
We're back. Unfortunately is goodbye to Warhammer World.
Yes.
As we're driving away, you can just see the equivalent in the background now.
Yeah. There we go. Say bye, Warhammer. That's fine. So you can't use your phone while driving. I'm not using a video camera. I'm not actually driving.
Yeah, it's just special effects.
Yeah. It's actually Kieran holding it.
Yeah.
So there's one word. We're going to take a right here. Kieran, you can hold that. Just have a look as we go past. We're going to stop in a minute.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sorry about the turbulence.
Oh, it's going green.
There you go, boys and girls.
There's Warhammer World. And if you look closely, just now, you can see the Wonder Wagon with Damien, Tom, and Mako. And yeah, we are off.
We are gone.
We are history. We are right, showing the meaning of haste.
But the road goes ever on, and we're now on the journey home.
Yeah.
So we might join you a bit later, maybe more on the motorway.
Once we're on the motorway, once the sat nav's rebooted, we will rejoin you and talk about what's gone on throughout this day. So until then, we'll see you later.
Cool.
There we go. Hey guys, welcome back. We're
still on the journey home.
Yes, we just resumed the journey home after
basically stopping for tea.
Yeah, stopped for tea and burger. Yeah, thankfully we've not had any traffic yet. We're in the roadworks on the M1.
Yeah.
Which is the same speed as which it should be.
Yeah.
50 miles an hour, so we're all good. Doesn't look like it's going to be a 9-hour journey, touch wood.
So, well, day 2 of the tournament.
Yes, we thought we'd come back before it got too dark and you couldn't see us on the camera.
Yeah.
And so we took us down. So yeah, let's just kind of finish off what we was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, go on, Kieran.
So, well, we went back into Warhammer World. No cubes.
As it standard.
What was it? We kind of were maybe a little bit more dazed and confused than we were yesterday, but that was a touch on some people who'd been out last night.
Larry.
There'd been a trip to Rock City that we missed out on, mostly because we were filming that video and then decided
to sleep.
Yeah.
That'd be sensible. Because if I was like half the people in Warhammer World, we'd be in this area that you can't see.
In any case, yeah, a few of the lads went out and large amounts of
alcohol was consumed.
Yeah.
I don't think Nick went out with them this time though. I remember one of the three squads, Nick went out with them and really suffered the next day.
I think that wasn't his birthday or something.
Quite possibly.
But no, it is usually a good scene and it's part of what, I mean, I've been out with them to Rock City before and had an absolute scream of the night.
Yeah.
There's various stories from that can't be aired on YouTube, but
ask anybody
yeah.
not
and you'll find out.
Yeah.
So, first game today, can we even remember that back that far? It was only 2.
Yes, that was against Harry's Dwarves, which was a young lad, about this big, called Harry, and his dad,
a little bit bigger.
Yeah, who, he told me his name, I really can't remember, I'm so sorry. It's been such an awesome weekend, and on the weekend, his name's eluded me. Possibly. We played them, and they had an awesome war army.
Very nice one actually, especially for a first tournament.
Yeah, just on that note, they even got nominated for Best Painted Army, which was outstanding considering it was their first event. And to get nominated first up, that makes me think, well, maybe I should get my painted. So,
and like maybe I should,
actually paint
a model this year.
Yeah. So yeah, we played them. It was domination. Obviously, domination plays long ways, not short ways. And yeah, they had Thorin, Dwalin, Balin, Thrall, Thrain, Bard. So lots of heroes, lots of tough heroes,
and lots of warriors of Erebor to go along with them.
and Grimhammers. So kudos to them for taking Grimhammers. Yeah, the Grimhammers were awesome. Lived up to the
we're off. That's Sam having to not go into the car in front of us.
It's only a BMW, it's fine. You know what I do? Move into the destination. So yeah, it was domination, which we're kind of semi-confident about, would that be fair to say? Because we have speed.
Yeah, I think the objectives as we set them up were fairly even as well.
Yeah.
So that we knew that the dwarves would have to work to get to more
tried. That was brained it in for him. But no, it was a really, really great game. Thorin was their leader.
Yeah.
No, Thrall was the leader.
Thrall was their leader.
Thrall was the leader because Fluff. And,
So Thorin on the right.
Yeah.
Basically, we engaged with the Spider Queen quite early. I'm sorry, that would have been on our left, their right.
Yeah.
The Spider Queen went in, managed a few kills.
Yeah.
I think she killed a couple of dwarf grimmer hammers or something.
Yeah.
Was it the Castellan? Didn't really do well to begin with.
No.
I think he just lost a few will points.
Well, what he got surrounded by Thorin and all the Grimhammers.
Well, that basically Thorin and the Grimhammers managed to kill the Spider Queen, and then they kind of pounced on
turn before that.
That was
the Spider Queen was just fighting one, and they all jumped on the Castellan.
Okay, sorry about
Did
that.
something stupid like 6 wounds to him and took off 7 will.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the Castellan went from being
Not 12.
full,
like
yeah,
3.
12 will to I think it went down to having 5 will left. And it was like, okay, he was going to hold that objective.
Yeah.
But he managed to hang around. He stuck around.
Oh, important to note that Sam, right at the start of the game, made all the broodlings appear,
Yes.
and then sent them running to the objective behind us.
Yeah.
So that kind of had one tied up for us, but at the same time they had Balin and Bard holding one behind them.
Yeah, it was going on top of a hill.
Yeah. And that's worth mentioning because Bard ordinarily wouldn't have got the shot because it would have been obscured.
Yeah.
But because he was on an elevated piece of terrain, when we actually went to the model eye view, he had a clear line of sight to our
Yeah, I mean, if he was being predicting, I don't know, they couldn't, the base was obscured by one of their dwarves. But it was that kind of game where I was happy, even though I knew that the Wraith was about to die. I was like, I'm happy for you to take that shot, because stopping them taking that shot would have been against the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
And I know, there's playing it, in the spirit of the game, and then there's playing it, bending the rules. But that, I was
there would have been an argument because I think the Wraith
if we'd gone, no, it's obscured, they would have gone, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I mean, you could have made an argument if you were on our side to say you can't take a shot because something like the Wraith's left knee is obscured or something.
Yeah, his toenail is obscured by the dwarf.
The main, you could see a good proportion of him.
You could see the whole Wraith model, couldn't you?
Yeah.
It was the very tip of his sword, which doesn't count with his base. Which probably does count, but
anyway,
if you say the base, you need to see the base within the way that you're never ever going to get a clear shot.
So they fired the black arrow, got a 2 to hit, and then re-rolled it because that's what you do when you fire the black arrow.
Yep.
Got a 2 again. We then suggested, do you want to spend a might point?
Yeah.
It's like we kind of pointed out we haven't got any fates, so
Yeah. And it was a pump, off he goes again, like he did in the second game.
yeah, twice in a row.
Yeah, twice in a row. And just diverting off our regular broadcast. If you have watched this in the start of this hobby vlog, you remember we were stuck in lots of traffic. Kieran, spin that camera around.
Here we go again.
So we're not quite in 9-hour journey traffic, but it does look like it's slowing up. So we may be with you for a little while longer, folks. There's a big lorry behind me.
Slowly becoming ghosts.
Yes, well, that's why I put the car light on. Everyone's probably looking at us going, what the fuck are they doing?
Sam has some editing to do.
Whatever.
Sam probably won't edit it.
Yep. Well, actually, I'm going to have to, because apparently Harry watches our videos. His dad, because when I came in and he was talking to the other people, he came up and said, oh, you're Sam, I watch your videos. I'm a viewer. Yay.
We have fans.
Yeah, I won't call fans. We have people who watch the channel. So yeah, I'll have to edit that out, whatever it is. So yeah, that was a really good game, and it was a close game.
Yeah,
we
very close. Overall, I don't think you were too impressed with Berda, but I don't think he was doing too bad.
No, so actually, Berda redeemed himself in that game. He took an absolute smashing from Thrain.
Yeah.
First up, I mean, probably shouldn't have spent 3 might points to lose the roll off.
Probably not.
But Thrain was just bending him over and hitting him with the hammer.
Yeah.
But to be credited to Berda, he held on, and in the end he killed Thrain and kicked a load of dwarves away from the objective.
Yeah. I think at that point you were hurling, but like only a dwarf to get it away from you.
Yeah, so the only time I hurled was when it was a dwarf backed up by a spear support, and I was just like, yeah, off you go. Go away.
Meanwhile, the bats and the spiders, they kind of held the line really well.
They did bat and spider things.
I mean, again, you wouldn't necessarily think dwarves are the best army for bats because it's really hard for them to win them. But spiders more
Not to
make up
mention
for that.
that when you halve a dwarf's fight value, it goes to fight 2, not fight 1. So the bats become less stock control on the bats, and
Yeah.
sending the 3 wound ones, ones were nearly dead, to like 1 dwarf, where it was less likely he was going to die.
On the flip side, your spiders were doing the damage,
Oh, nom.
but also taking it.
Yes, I lost all the models pretty much.
Yeah.
Bar Trevor, bar like a spider.
We used the wild bard chieftain to basically act as a sweeper.
Yeah.
She just she saw a bunch of dwarves making a break for one of our home objectives.
Yeah.
And she ran in, tried to enrage beast, didn't win it again.
Enraged Beast is rubbish. I don't know what people are going on about. Every time, across most of the tournament, we enraged a beast. It failed.
Yeah.
Or it didn't roll a 6.
And in this particular situation, I decided when I got down to the last 2 war points to hang on, and I just wanted to wait for a couple of turns because we were really close to breaking.
Yes.
And what I wanted to see was basically, do I need to fire up Bestial Fury with my second to last war point,
Yeah.
just so that the bats can reliably stick around.
Yeah.
So in the end, the time was running low.
Yeah.
I sent some bats up to take on Bard and Bard, with one of the Castellans broke through to take on Bard as well.
Yeah.
Another bat went over to where Thorin had been.
So Thorin had won. He basically come down to my brutally objective.
Yeah. But that meant that they'd only left a single Grimhammer on their home
Well,
objective.
they'd left 3 Grimhammers, but Jim the Castellan was there. And
Right.
he'd
Yeah.
slowly been going stab.
Yeah.
Stab. Oh, I've run out of will points. I'm off. So there was 1 Grimhammer.
So we swept him with one of the bats to take him on.
Yeah.
And Thorin basically got his little squad. I think there's 4 Grimhammers, maybe 3.
4 Grimhammers.
And they got to the forest where the Broodlings were hiding, launched a volley of throwing weapons, and actually killed one.
Yeah. But to be fair, what I should have done there is I should have been more brave. I mean, we had enough objectives anyway, but if I was playing competitively and needed the VPs, I would have sent a Broodling out to stop them 3 inches away, and then left the other 2, because what I did is I retreated further into the woods so they couldn't charge me. What I actually did is I just surrendered the objective.
Right.
Because they had 4 models, I had 2 after they killed one of the Broodlings, so they claimed it anyway. Whereas if I had sent one out, just charged them, try and push them back.
I mean, it's always difficult once you've committed, because,
Yeah.
I mean, the luck to this army, or the advantage to this army is the fact that everything moves so fast.
Well, it was that one turn, wasn't it, where the Wild Rock Chieftain tried to take on Thrall, got slapped across the face with the sword and went, no, I'm not having any of this, and ran to the objective, and the spider that was on the objective ran and took on Thrall.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, that's the bit we were on about earlier. We enraged Beasted, the Wild Chieftain.
Yeah.
She was enraged, tried to take on Thrall just backhanded her, and
Yeah.
dropped her down to her last wound.
Yeah, 1 wound on the fame was like,
No, we had to spend the fate.
Spend the fate as well.
Just to stick in there.
Oh yeah, it was 3 5s, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Just
oh,
like,
And the joke was, this